Sir, why was the Mention-in-Despatches awarded during Op Pawan, which is the LTTE and IPKF operations? Where were you serving and what's the story behind this?
Actually, what had happened was I was posted in Cochin at that particular time. So when the things were heating up in Sri Lanka, so I was summoned to Madras. And we had to support the logistic chain of the army particular in Sri Lanka. So, that time, so I was mainly working with army as well as loading some things on the naval ship also. So we were sending all sorts of vehicles. We used to load the ships in Chennai and take them to either Trincomalee or Colombo and offload them. The naval ships were going to Kankesuntarai also. So we were doing that, and then at one particular stage when the fighting really increased, we were required to send armor, tanks. That became a little bit of challenge because it has to go in good time. So I remember there was this gentleman called Colonel Anil Kaul, who was the CEO of the, I think, armored regiment or something. So they brought in a whole lot of tanks to the Chennai harbor. We got merchant ships, but the tanks, we tried to, tank is not a small thing, very heavyweight thing. So we had to make the contraptions, we had to take utmost precautions, and then we loaded the tanks in record time. I think we were working at one particular stage for nearly 48 hours non-stop.
This was in LSTLs or HEMS?
No, this was in merchant ships.
Okay.
See, because tanks couldn't go in, LSTL will take one limited number of tanks. Over there, we require tanks in large number, in one go. In one go. So that is the time we tried to do this, that let's load it on merchantmen where we can load it in one go, whole lot of this thing. So we loaded, we were nearly 48 hours we spent non-stop, we loaded them. And I was with the army at that time, and it was a big achievement that time, a big achievement. In fact, I would remember that I've got a very good incident that time. So one day when we had loaded the tanks and the ship was supposed to sail in the morning, we were supposed to sail. So I was walking in the Chennai port, I saw Colonel Kaul standing in his jonga with his hand inside the jonga. Side mein jo hota na, uske through his hand was inside. So he said, Tima, what's happening? You are looking totally tired. So I just pulled his leg, we were loading at tanks and all. So he said, what can I do for you? I said, my boys are tired. So before I pack them up, I want to give them a tot of rum. So as soon as I said rum, he takes out from the jonga, he takes out his hand like this. And he says, you could have asked for the moon, you could have got it. So his left hand was inside. He takes out of the rum and gives it to me. Thereafter, I went with the ship to offload the tanks we had carried all those gear, what we had done in Colombo. Colonel Kaul went off for the operations there. And maybe a few days later, Colonel Kaul was back in the hospital with his fingers lost, his eye lost. So when I went to him, the first thing he had told me, he says, I wish you had something else from the hand. This hand you were the last person to be given anything. So, that sort of a thing. And it was a great evolution. It was great working. And I would say, working in a tri-service environment, which I have done in a number of appointments, is very thrilling. And for me, getting award, this Mention-in-Despatches was given to me by Army. And Navy had recommended me for Nausena Medal. So that time somebody, asked me, kya hai? Probably Army and Navy, I do not know somebody. I said I would go for a Mention-in-Despatches. Not that I would have, no, I was too young to be given an option. But still somebody, I said I still would like to get the Mention-in-Despatches.
Sister service, no?
So and coming from an Army, and Mention-in-Despatches is a very rare award. It's the second, it's the, I would say, lowest gallantry award by the President. Yeah. So it was a very special, and it means very special to me. Yeah. In the spirit of the tri-services jointmanship.
And also, I don't think, sir, we have seen any other I mean, I have not come across many other mention-in-Despatches in the Navy.
I have known one or two, but not very many people.
Very rare.
Very rare. See, in the Second World War, post-Second World, Mention-in-Despatches was a big honor.
Yeah.
So,
It was a big thing.
yeah.